Thanks for joining us tonight. President Donald Trump was in Iowa today, kicking off a weekly tour schedule in the lead up to the midterm elections. Shelby Kluver was with the president today in central Iowa and breaks down what he spoke about, including 2 Quad City connections.
So now we're back where it all started.
President Trump back in the Hawkeye state, this time to campaign for Republicans ahead of the midterm elections.
You got to get out and you got to vote. The midterms are very important.
The president shouted out Iowa lawmakers like Marionette Miller Meeks and acknowledged how difficult the midterms can be for the party in power. During his hour-long speech, the president repeatedly brought up President Biden and the Democrats, including several green energy projects and EPA regulations he's canceled or rolled back.
Keep the environment clean. So much nonsense. I think it makes the environment dirty.
One of the biggest cheers of the night came when Trump mentioned high ethanol gasoline, or E15.
I promise to support E15 all year round.
It's an issue Republicans have been divided on, between those representing farmers and those backing the oil and gas industry. Trump also mentioned biofuels and growing U.S. exports to Japan. Iowa is the nation's leading producer of biodiesels. And it comes one day after a new report says Iowa's biodiesel production dropped 30% in 2025 to its lowest amount in a decade.
We're also making America affordable again.
On the economy, the president focused on the Big Beautiful Bill, which was signed into law last summer, and specifically no tax on tips and overtime. Judy Waldron is a Davenport bartender, and she says that's meant more money for things like groceries.
Well, it's definitely increased the money that I get to take home. Been nice.
At one point, Trump even invited Judy up on stage with him.
Crazy. It was cool. It's a really cool experience.
Another Quad City connection came early on when the president said John Deere's chairman was in the crowd.
Said you're opening up 2 massive plants because of tariffs.
One of those plants will be in North Carolina. The president also focused heavily on immigration, mostly along the southern border. But at one point, he did allude to the deadly ICE crackdown in Minneapolis.
80%, that's more like it, of the people support our operation to remove really dangerous, bad people out of our country.
Multiple national surveys say the opposite. A New York Times Siena poll from Friday says just 36% of voters approve of how ICE was handling its job. At 2 points, hecklers interrupted the speech, one asking if President Trump would release the Epstein files. Ultimately, this felt like a typical Trump campaign rally. He was comfortable with the crowd and joked with them throughout his speech. And 1 year into his second term, the president praised the $12 billion farmer relief package, talked about lowering prescription drug prices and overdose deaths, and claimed that life is more affordable for Americans now than it was a year ago.
We are entering a period that will be called the golden age of America.
And throughout his speech here, President Trump made multiple comments about why he loves Iowa. He mentioned how he won Iowa all 3 times he was on the presidential ballot here. He mentioned how big of a vote he got from farmers, specifically Iowa farmers. And he also joked about possibly running for a 4th try on the Iowa ballot, to which the crowd laughed. In Clive, Shelby Kluver, WQAD News 8.
Shelby, thank you. Before that speech, President Trump paid a visit to the Machine Shed restaurant in Urbandale. The CEO of the restaurant's ownership group says Trump is a repeat customer. He has stopped by the Davenport and Urbandale locations several times to talk to diners. Mike Whalen says it's a big security undertaking to host a sitting president and a huge honor.
And he told his staff, he goes, I just like that place. He said, it just feels like America to me. And I like going there, and it is. It's always exciting to have him come. It's always exciting to have the president leave after a successful event, and he's safe and everybody's happy.
He says Trump's staff plans on making another visit in the future. So if you missed it, President Trump's full speech is now streaming on demand on the News 8 Plus app. You can download that app to your TV and watch for free.